All right, so Black Panther. I'm just let's talk about Black Panther. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. Black Panther is the very best movie in the MCU. The competition is not even there. It's not even close. Black Panther is, I'm just saying it right out of the gate, fantastic. It's incredible. It is easily the most well crafted, put together, deep, fundamentally touching, profound movie in the MCU. There is not a single part of it that did not work for me. Now, to be fair, I've only seen it one time so far. So to call it perfect, I would probably need to see it at least a few more times, see if any flaws flow out to me. But from a first viewing, perfect. Absolutely stunning. Now, so let me just put it down like this. Black Panther is the only movie in the MCU I would even consider using in the same sentence as movies like Logan or the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. It's that fucking good. So I just put it out there. There's a lot of things that Marvel movies do that just absolutely irritate me and I can't deal with. Like, for example, lots of Marvel movies have underdeveloped villains who they nerf and make less powerful. A lot of Marvel movies have these issues where there's jokes that are inorganic and forced into the film and just don't mesh with the tone or the moments that they occur in. Doctor Strange! And also, a lot of Marvel movies sort of up that third act, which is mainly normally related to the fact that they underdeveloped the villain, so you never really get that third act payoff that you want from a superhero movie. Black Panther has none of these issues. None. It does not have these problems. All the humor is organic to the scenes and the story. It's never forced. It always feels like it's part of that movie. It's perfect. A perfect amount of it, in my personal opinion. I did not need to laugh more. I'm cool. The film is gorgeous visually, absolutely stunning. But the villain or villains, because there is more than one villain, and another Black Panther villain gets representation in the film also, although he's not actually. He turns out to be good later in the film. And the villains just are developed. They work. The main villain, Killmonger, by the time you always feel where he's coming from. As the movie develops, you understand how he could come to such a place of violence and revenge. It makes sense. He has you understand where he's coming from, even though you may not agree with the actions that he has taken. And some of his lines that he says to Black Panther are fucking profound and devastating. Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger is just spot on. Andy Serkis as Claw, one of the other villains in the film, also great, sort of very manic, very edgy. They're so fun to watch, and especially when they're interacting with each other. One of them is calculated, and the other one is much more manic about everything. The other sort of villain in the film, of course, is Baku, who in the comic books, of course, was the White Ape. However, they've chosen not to call him that in the movie for semi-obvious reasons, although his character is black both in the books and the comic books, and the white part actually refers to the color of the actual gorilla whose skin he wears. But that's besides the point. Baku is also great and compelling character, although he's not as important to numerous parts of the film as Killmonger or Claw. Although, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, he certainly has his important moments. But M'Baku also ties into the larger world that is established in Black Panther. It's got its own deal. Wakanda is awesome. And the world created around it is so alive and vibrant. You see their culture, they're what they take pride in as a people. It's just beautiful. And of course, oh, no, I knew his name before I started this video, and I've totally. The guy who plays Black, damn it! I'm so ashamed. I really got to start pulling up IMDb while I'm doing this. Because his name is just escaping me. Chadwick Boseman? I hope that's right. But the point is, he's fantastic. Just absolutely stunning. His portrayal is deep, and he gets in there. It's emotional and provocative. Actually, all the performances are great. All the acting is fantastic. It's just so good across the board. Every moment of it. I was never at any point really genuinely pulled out of the movie. The closest thing to Disney prying its finger there's a couple moments where Martin Freeman feels just a tiny bit out of place, but honestly at the same time there's parts in the movie where totally he earns his badass moments himself, and he rises above just being the token white guy at a couple moments. It's great. If you have not seen Black Panther yet, you absolutely have to. I know there's a lot of rumors online about DC fans going out and trying to mess up the user scores for this movie, and I just want to say, as a DC fan personally, don't fucking do that. Because I'm a huge DC person, and I thought this movie was phenomenal. Just absolutely fantastic. It is easily the best Marvel movie. Now, a friend of mine recently pointed out the fact that I say that after every Marvel movie, and I will say that that is not true. I did not say it after Thor Ragnarok. In fairness, Marvel has just been slowly getting better at villains. Ego in Guardians of the Galaxy was a huge step up by making him integral to the plot, his relationship to Peter Quill. The Michael Keaton as the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming, just so grounded and believable as a character. His points are also poignant. Killmonger continues these improvements of Marvel villains. It is an almost natural progression. He is both integral to the plot, like Ego is, and he is also so emotionally grounded and pulled in that you at moments think there's moments where you agree with him, just like with the Vulture. You see his point and his worldview, and you understand why he would come to such a violent perspective. And that's impressive. That is a great villain. That's how you fucking do it. Honestly, if Marvel wanted to let Ryan Coogler do more Marvel movies, I would just let him. I would just say, hey, you can do whatever Marvel movie you want at this point, because this is just so fucking good. Absolutely. I'm always hesitating to give a movie I've only seen once like a 10. But for right now, I'm giving Black Panther a 10. It's so good. It's just so good. There wasn't a moment of it that left me wanting, or where I felt like it could have been, where it felt like it was lacking. I was in this movie pretty much the entire time. Absolutely. Black Panther, fuck it, I give it a 10. Go see fucking Black Panther. It's really good. I'm going to go into some brief spoilers here in a second. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, this is a good time to stop, but please like, subscribe, comment, all that other stuff I'm supposed to ask you to do. Please do it. Also watch my sketches, the comedy that I do as well. I'd appreciate that. My other videos, as it were. Watch my other video reviews of movies and stuff. And when I talk about comic books, please watch that stuff too. Turn on notifications, all that good stuff. All right, we're going to go into spoilers. So 3, 2, 1, spoilers. So one of the things that's really cool about Black Panther is that this is also the Marvel movie with the most drug trips I've seen. Because like part of how the Black Panther gets his powers, in sort of a Batman Begins type way, is that he's actually given this drug from a plant that gives him his powers and gives him the powers of the Black Panther. And this actually comes heavily into play with it, because when they first give it to him, he goes into this drug, then they bury him with dirt, and he goes into this drug trip where he communes with the soul of his dead father and the elders, and like he learns valuable lessons from his father. And then later on in the film, when he is usurped by Killmonger also goes on a drug trip and goes to find his father. And it's just like a painfully beautiful, touching scene where he meets his father in this spirit realm and sees that his father is not on the plains of Africa like the other ancestors. He's trapped in their apartment in California. And he finds the book, and as soon as his father appears, he regresses to a child as him and his father discuss like the nature of their relationship. And it's just so beautiful. It really is. It's so profoundly beautiful. And in that moment, like, you are touched by the villain of this story. It's just a profound thing. And then later, T'Challa has another drug trip where he gets his powers back and he communes with his father, and because his father says he's dying, but he's like, no, I'm not going to accept that. I'm going back. I got to stop this guy. I got to save our kingdom. I got to make right what you broke. Because that's part of what the movie's about, is the idea that T'Challa is coming to this conclusion that Wakanda can't be a secret anymore. He's got to share what they have, their powers and their resources, to make the world around them a better place, especially to help other black communities around the world. And he actually creates an outreach center at the end of the movie where his uncle was killed by his father, because that's who Killmonger is. He's his cousin, his uncle's son. And it's just so gut-wrenching, so much of it. Killmonger... There's a scene, Forrest Whitaker's character dies in the film, and right as he's dying, Killmonger actually recognizes him as someone who is alive, who had helped raise him as a kid. And he's like, oh, hey, Uncle James, right before he kills him. It's brutal. It's so fucking good. It's just so fucking good. It's so emotionally grounded and developed and well-rounded. The action scenes are phenomenal. I could go. Every single actor does a good job. It's just such a good goddamn movie. You have to go see Black. If you haven't seen it already, in which case you watch the spoilers. What's wrong with you? But you have to go see Black Panther if you haven't already. I'm sticking with the 10. I don't know if this year's going to be like last year, where the best superhero movie came around at the beginning, which was Logan. Love Logan. Logan and Lego Batman were phenomenal comic book movies. And this year we start off with another phenomenal comic book movie. I'll be real. I genuinely don't know if The Wasp or even Infinity Wars could live up to Black Panther, which is just such a well-rounded, well-made film. I'm vaguely concerned about Infinity Wars just because all the trailers have been the same footage, have been almost the exact same footage, just narrated by a different character each time. That's not promising to me. I'm not impressed by that. That's worrisome. That reminds me more of the Justice League trailers. The trailers for Infinity War, honestly, they remind me of the Justice League trailers. And as much as I like parts of Justice League, I was overall disappointed with other parts of it. Joss Whedon ruined that movie. But that's besides the point. And the thing that's beautiful about Black Panther is its vision is so uncompromised. And you just don't normally get that from MCU movies. I did find it hilarious that the trailer they chose to show before Black Panther was the Ant-Man and the Wasp, which of course is a Marvel franchise that is founded on compromise and founded on the compromising of artistic integrity. So that's kind of funny to me. Although to my friend who I went to see the movie with, he found it funnier that they led into Black Panther with a trailer for a movie starring a wasp. He found that hilarious, which I admit is kind of funny. But so yeah, this is either a movie that the rest of the comic book movies for the rest of the year are going to have trouble living up to, or this is a sign of another epic year of comic book movies. Will it be as epic as 2017's comic book movies? We'll have to wait and see. But it's a hell of a way to start it off. Hell of a way to start it off. Like, subscribe, comment, watch my other videos. Thanks for watching.